Dear dragons, I'm gonna do my best to talk as loud as I can for today's episode while we are still waiting for the mics to come in the mail. But today I really wanted to just touch upon the limitless nature of dragon types and really just wanted to instill in every single one of you just how infinite they are in totality, okay? And I really want to just preface this video by saying please discard anybody online who's talking about dragons in a limiting fashion. That is not real dragon magic. That is LARPing, okay? Or live action role playing. It is sometimes fetishization and sometimes it is like a desire for control, an attempt to control things. And that's why I just wanted to talk about the limitless nature of dragons and how the only thing that could truly limit a dragon is your imagination and your perception of them and your belief in them, which is why I tell people who are walking the path of the dragon's path, the draconic path, draconianism, draconic Wicca, like dragon fae alchemy, like anything like that, like I always tell them the most critical step in your path is how you define the dragon, because how you define the dragon will ultimately determine the rest of your path and interaction with dragon magic and just on the dragon's path in general. And anything can be a dragon, and a dragon can do anything. That's pretty much the basis of how I understand the dragons. And they shapeshift, they can be any form, they can perform any action, you know, righteous and evil, okay? And anywhere in between in the spectrum. And I need you to understand that the dragons that you interact with, the types of the dragons that you interact with, are very telling about your internal condition, about who you are, what you identify with, what you resonate with most, the energies of nature that call you more than anything. And this is something that I also wanted to emphasize in today's episode, because I think a lot of people don't really realize how much their dragons are a reflection of them and how much their dragons are a reflection of like the inner world, right? And our internal condition, especially with our own particular regulation status. And what I mean by that is how regulated is your nervous system. You will definitely be able to tell by studying the dragon types that you're interested in. And when I say anything can be a dragon, this is what I mean. Take any word and put dragon after it and then work with that archetype, okay? So for example, rose dragon. Work with that archetype. What does that mean? Floral. It could be multiple different colored petals. It could be associated with love. It could be associated with loss. It could be associated with life, okay? Many different things can be associated with roses, right? But then you could do something as like completely like human made. Like you could do like a cyborg dragon or a mecha dragon. Like you can work with the mecha dragon. Like these are all like archetypes, right? Like some dragons you will experience as like spiritual entities, and other dragons you might only experience as archetypal energies, and all of it is part of the dragon's path. And you might believe every single dragon you work with is a spirit, and that is valid too, but you also might not believe any of them are spirits, which is equally as valid. And I need people to understand that like that's what makes the dragon path so unique, is that it is so up for debate, right? It's like the mystery typing in Pokemon, okay? It's like you have question marks for the dragon type, okay? Like that is what this is, okay? And it's not something that's like easily definable, because it's defined differently throughout cultures in all histories. And I just wanted to remind you guys that like dive deep into your favorite words, your favorite things, your favorite, you know, places to be, your favorite things to collect, your favorite things to study, and then add dragon to the end of it and see where that takes you. Like this is how my journey began as a child. I loved to see what kind of dragons I could put together. And one of my favorite like tarot decks for this reason is the Field Guide to the Garden Dragons, or like is it the guide? I think it's called the Field Guide to the Garden Dragons, and it basically has like a watermelon dragon, like a corn dragon, a pepper dragon, an eggplant dragon, like all of these like really like specific like plants in a garden and like fruits and vegetables, but as dragons. And that deck is like specifically capturing exactly what I'm talking about. And this is something else that we explored with last year in 31 Days of Samhain Dragons over on my main channel. If you're interested in watching it, go ahead and click the link down below to watch the playlist. We cover a different dragon type for each day of like the month of October, and we just talk about different archetypes of dragons that you can work with in Samhain, like a spider dragon or an autumn dragon or a harvest dragon. And you can also take themes of like the seasons and the cycles. You can take themes within any sort of faith, you know, like, yeah, you can have Muslim dragons, you can have Christian dragons, you can have Jewish dragons, you can have Hindu dragons, you can have like Celtic dragons, like literally insert any culture, it works. All right, you can have Arabian dragons, you can have black dragons, you can have African dragons, right? Like all of that is what I'm trying to talk about, right? Is like you are shooting yourself in the foot on the dragon's path the second you say the dragons can't do something, the second you say that the dragon's path can't be done a certain way. You failed. You're fooled. Try again. Figure it out. Not my problem. Okay? And I don't want you guys to put yourself in that box. There's a lot of people on the internet who have some crazy ass takes about dragons and they suck. They suck. Okay? And so I just want you to know that your take, your perspective, and your experience with the dragons is ultimately the only one that truly matters. And you're entitled to that path and that practice. And it doesn't matter if people disagree with you or if people hate you for it or if people are like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you were given free will for a reason. And as long as you are not appropriating different cultures or taking cultures and making them into what you want them to be in order to fit your own narrative, then that's the only real thing that's like morals here, okay? Like, and if you don't, and many people don't even give a shit about those, right? Like, a lot of people don't give a shit about the morals part of it anyway, and they'll just do whatever they want, okay? That is not what I'm talking about in this video, okay? So I'm talking about like walking the dragon's path truly, honestly, is about being honorable. It's about being noble. It's about being valiant and righteous, okay? Like, it's about protecting what's precious. It's about not looking away from the truth. It's about finding your own truth. It's about facing your own shadows. It's about facing and finding your own light. It's about deconstructing your shit. It's about embracing your hardships. It's about loving your imperfections and insecurities. It's about bringing yourself back to life after you've killed yourself 1,000 times. That is what the dragon's path is. And we work with infinite types of dragons, and new kinds of dragons are being created and fused together in the minds of dragon witches and those who may not even know that they are called to the path of the dragon every single day. It's a beautiful, beautiful life, okay? And like, I just want to encourage everybody to give yourself that gift of defining the dragon for yourself, and give yourself that gift of discovering what types of dragons you want to work with. Who do you want to be? And what kind of dragons walk with you, but you felt like, no, that couldn't be a dragon type? What kind of dragon have you thought was a type of dragon, but you denied yourself because you thought it was silly? Okay, like, I'll go first. A candy corn dragon, okay? Like, I thought that was silly. Why is that silly? I mean, why can't I have a cinema roll dragon, or like any of the Sanrio dragons, right? Like, I could work with a Kuromi dragon. That's just a type of pop culture witchcraft. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm trying to tell you. Like, you can work with anything in your mind. Like, your mind is literally able to imagine anything, especially if you're one of the lucky ones who's really good at visualizing things. And if you're really good at visualizing things, I need you to understand that my path with the dragon is almost entirely a visual one. It's a visual and an intuitive one, and I mostly work with many of the dragons that I do through visions and through symbolic visions and through symbolic journeys and meditations. And the symbolism within the visions that they give me are literally just a roadmap to the answers and the wisdom that I'm looking for. And nothing is hidden. There is no hidden or unseen knowledge here. It's all right in front of my face. You just have to have the eyes in order to see it. And that's the truth with the dragons too. People are like, the dragon's eye this, the dragon's eye that. No. The dragon's eye is your ability to perceive them correctly. Do you even have that potential? Do you even have that power? How do you even perceive dragons? Do you limit them? Do they limit you? Is your goal to be limitless or limited? And just because one person might think that your path is limited doesn't actually mean that it is. Like, you have to understand that, like, the path that you walk in this life is 110% your own. Okay, that is what it means to engage with the dragons. Okay, and I recommend you get a huge book and you start taking notes on all the different types of dragons you can think of. And if you come up with really unique dragon types, maybe just keep those to yourself, because those are gifts to those are like gifts from the dragons. Okay, like sometimes dragons will come to us as very specific, very unique types of dragons as like rewards for dragon trials, or as like co-magicians to help us like learn something, or like keepers of magic, depending on what you call them. And sometimes they're guides to help us with certain things. Sometimes they're guardians, you know, it really just depends. Really, really just depends. And that's why I'm going to pass the question off to you. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite type of dragon is, and I will definitely have to think about that one, what my favorite type of dragon is, because I think I can't decide. Actually, maybe I'm my favorite type of dragon. You know what? That might be an underrated comment, but I think I'm my favorite type of dragon. But anyway, maybe you're your favorite type of dragon too, and that's totally a valid answer. But still, you should leave in the comments below what your favorite types of dragons are. And anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today, but I'm just a girl who follows her dragons, so I'll definitely be seeing you in the hatchling clan. But until next time, be brave, little dragon, and I love you.